Imagine uprooting your whole life, the kids, the partner, everything, and moving not just to another city, but to a whole new country. Well, our next guest has done just that, and she's loving it and has continued to run her business in Australia all at the same time. Now she is back here and joins us this morning with a very special French dish. Please welcome Renae Smith.
Yay! Thanks for having me.
Renae, what an extraordinary journey. So why did you just want to pack up and leave?
I just got a bit over Sydney,
Yes.
not in a bad way, just I kind of had anxiety and I was like, oh, what am I going to do with my life? And then my boyfriend said, why don't we move to France? And I was like, okay, let's do it.
So actually Paris or the countryside?
No, we were in the
or?
countryside. We're about an hour and a half from Geneva in.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that a picture?
Oh.
Yeah, that was just before Christmas, so we got some good
looks
snow.
terrible.
Yeah, it looks awful.
I'm sorry.
And two teenagers you packed up, and how did they go with the move?
Yeah, they were really excited. So they're still registered in Australian school, but it's exciting. Yeah.
So how did that go with the difference between, you know, the sort of fast pace here? Because I'm imagining that's not a terribly fast-paced place to be living.
It took probably about 2 weeks, I think, to kind of get used to being by yourself. And you don't have phones there, so we can get Wi-Fi, but we can't call people and things. So it's pretty rural compared to we were living in the hub of Newtown, so it's kind of like
wow.
We started doing cross stitch, and so I think we're going to the like 150 by the end of the year.
No kebabs at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No takeaway, which is a nightmare.
And tell us what you're cooking, because we were discussing this before, French onion soup.
Yeah.
So many of us just think it comes from a packet.
Yeah.
It is very souply, very easy to cook.
Yeah, so basically French people get really intimidated by French food because they think it's going to be super tricky. French onion soup is probably the most easiest dish to cook. It just takes a while at the beginning, but then super easy. So I'll show you how to do it.
Great.
I've got here, this has been cooking for about half an hour, so I'll take you up to that stage and then we'll use these ones.
Great.
So if you want to cut that onion in half and then slice it for me.
Sure.
So you would use about 4 big onions to start with.
Slice it which way?
Ooh, long ways. So you want like strip.
This way?
Yep,
so why do you have to cook them for half an hour?
So basically with things like this, with French cooking, it's about the caramelisation and things. So, you know, in Australia, we're so used to Asian cuisine with like spicy, salty, things like that. They don't use that there.
Yeah.
So you've really got to spend a lot of time developing the flavours. And it's literally just onion and stock. So you've got to work pretty hard at
Now,
that.
this is sometimes called a vegetarian dish, but the stock,
Yes.
what kind of stock do you use?
So you use beef stock. I'm actually vegetarian. I know, I'm vegetarian, and in France I kept saying, je suis vegetarian, and they'd be like, yeah, French onion soup, eat it. And I was like, okay, great. And then when I was coming on the show to make it, I looked up the recipe because I've never made it before. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I've been eating beef stock for months now, but sorry other vegetarians out there, but...
I guess you could make it with vegetarian stock if you had to.
It's just a bit lighter. So the one that I practice with, it's just light. It's so easy. I was just shocked at how easy it is.
Yeah,
There's a hell of a lot of butter, though. So you're going to use at least half
That's why it tastes so good.
Yeah. Half a stick of butter and half a bottle of wine, and you got yourself a French onion soup.
You can't go wrong with those as your core ingredients, can you?
Exactly. So I'm going to just turn this up. So basically what you do is melt about half a stick of butter, 4 onions, and you're going to want to reduce those down a lot. So I'll put your onions in here.
Okay, and garlic? Do you put the garlic in?
Bit of garlic.
Garlic in. So I probably use about 2 cloves.
Yep.
I love really garlicky
Don't
things.
muck around?
So, no. You don't be kissing anybody for a while, but that's okay.
Or
no
you
problem.
just eat this together and kiss each other.
Exactly. So what we'll do is we're just going to fry these up. It's taking a little while, but we'll be able to do that. So basically you'd cook this for about 20 minutes, and Jess, I remember you saying you burn your onions. Yeah, so the secret is just a medium-low heat. So you don't want to be blasting them, and with French onion soup, it's important not to get too much colour. Like, we're not barbecuing for a sausage sizzle. There's no Bunnings. It's a soft slow. And if you look at our onions...
Sorry, how good are the sausage sizzles at Bunnings? Anyway,
well, they
have
do veg
Bunnings
sausages.
in France? No.
No Bunnings. So if you can see, our onions are really soft.
So what else have you
What have you got in here? What's this?
Bay leaf.
Bay leaf.
So that's put the garlic
Now,
in.
the garlic, should we chop it up like that or
That's
crush?
fine.
Okay, all
Because
right.
we're cooking it for so long, it's going to turn soupy.
Sure.
And soupy and
Okay,
delicious.
great.
So then you would just get some bay leaves. We have a fresh bay leaf tree at home.
Of course you do. Bien sûr.
So you just put a couple of bay leaves in, and then the thyme, don't worry about taking it off and being all fiddly. The flavour's going to come, so you just kind of scrunch it a bit.
Yeah, right.
Chuck it in.
You can just take your time with the thyme.
Yes.
Oh, well done.
I see what you did
Very
there.
punny. So basically, we cook this down for about 20 minutes, and then once the onions get soft, you're going to get the red wine.
That's why they're that colour. I was going,
Perfect recipes for me is half a bottle of red wine for the dish, half a bottle for you.
Is that
Yep. Too much wine.
too much wine to put into a dish?
Back off, Tash.
So basically, as you can see, we've got that much wine into our onions, but they're quite dry. So
Yeah.
you just keep adding, drying
keep
it out,
adding.
keep adding, drying out. So if you, we'll swap these over. You can see here.
And we all love French cooking. Do you constantly get amazed about being immersed in the culture and the cuisine?
I'm gonna be a bit controversial. I don't love it. I miss Asian food. I think
you?
I'm just
Right.
so Australian that I miss the lemongrass and I just miss it. So when I
Asian
come home,
influences and everything here.
And I mean, I do like French food, but I think French is very Italian as well. So there's a lot of pasta and pizza
Yes.
now. And I'm not a huge pasta
But
pizza.
you do love what you're cooking here today.
I do. All right, so basically once you've collapsed your onions down and they are soft and dry, basically, as you can see, the butter's there, but there's not a lot of soupy
Yes.
red wine.
So what?
We're going to use a bit of flour, so this will thicken it slightly, so it's not a broth, it's a little bit thicker. So
Yeah.
sprinkle.
That's just ordinary old flour.
Ordinary old flour.
Okay.
And basically, you need to cook that out. So if I put the broth in now,
Yeah.
you're going to taste that grainy
Yes.
feeling on your tongue, which is awful.
So cook
you
that out
need
for
to
how long?
Cook it out, maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Cook it
And
out.
then what?
And then we're going to put the broth in, and then you're done.
So the broth is the stock,
Beef stock.
essentially.
Yeah, you can use vegetable. I have seen it with chicken stock, whatever you really like, but I think beef, as a
And-
vegetarian, beef's better. Beef is better. So.
Renae, just here with the cheese
Yes.
and the baguette, what have you done here?
So basically, when you cook a French onion soup, on the top you have
a giant.
floating baguette pieces with melted cheese all over.
Like a giant crouton.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
delicious. And then because the bread's soaking in the soup on the bottom, it goes really soft. Yeah.
This
I might
is-
get you to grate the cheese, is that
This
right?
is, yeah, you obviously have an
There you go.
idea of my culinary skills. But this is a health food dish, right?
Oh,
there, isn't it?
absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
This is for if you want to lose about 5 pounds in a week, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Great for New Year's resolutions.
So as you can see, the onions go quite sticky, and you just keep cooking them down, and that's fine. And then you need to remember to take out the herbs. So I think that's something that a lot of people don't do when you're eating
yes.
and you get a leaf in your mouth.
Take the bay leaf out.
Take the bay leaf out, take the thyme out, and it's going to be much, much better.
And then we'll add the beef stock. Now, we're
We
going to
will.
let you do that. And after this short break, we'll be plating up and tasting this delicious dish. Don't go anywhere. Studio 10 is back in just a moment. Renae is here with us and she has cooked this delicious French onion soup. Renae, now
Okay,
you've
sorry.
popped it into the bowl.
Yeah, so then you just basically float your bread on top.
Yes.
Top with Gruyere, which is like Swiss cheese or Parmesan, whatever you want. You can either put that under the grill,
And
put
then
it in the oven,
blowtorch
or
it.
I'm going to
Show us how-
blowtorch it.
Oh, I like the sound of
Right.
this.
It's not too hard. Basically, you just blowtorch it until it's golden. You're going to want crunchy golden. So basically, it makes
Melty cheese. and
melty
then
cheese,
crunchy.
but it gets crunchy on the top. And then underneath, that bread's all gooey because it's soaked up all of the...
That is delicious.
I use my smoke alarm as a timer. That's how
Yeah,
so I'm pretty
I think about
impressed
1
right
minute
now.
of smoke alarm would probably be
Yeah.
when this would be ready.
Did you hear today that the French are trying to get the baguette put on
Yes.
the World Heritage Register? They're trying to make
okay.
it. Yeah, they're trying to make it an international.
And so no one else
is
can call their
amazing.
bread roll a baguette. Oh.